Hey everyone, welcome to this full moon Sidereal Astrology forecast for the full moon on Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. All right, so we have our second full moon in Pisces. The last one was here as well. By the way, if you were expecting me to say Aries just then, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. We are using the visible sky on this channel called True Sidereal Astrology, and it does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so second full moon in Pisces, Pisces, the fish. It's all about connecting back to our soul roots. What's important to us on a spiritual level, on a soul level, reconnecting with our soul and these deep feelings and the connectivity of life really in the present moment and finding spiritual peace. So during this time, it can be quite dreamy. We're in the oceans of life, maybe ideals, dreams, maybe wanting to escape, maybe strong imagination, strong intuition, strong feelings. And so it's a great time of reconnecting with this deep soul guided side of ourselves. We could say our soul quite literally. And I think fundamentally to have more peace in our life, be willing to go more with the flow, do things that are more important to us on a soul level, trust our intuition and our inner guidance, right? Turning inward to reconnect. Now, this full moon does have a challenging aspect to it. So it is on the more challenging side. We do have a T-square between Mars and Pluto. And so there is this energy about this week that is about the strong ego need probably to pursue what we want collectively, strong desires, wanting to push forward. But Pluto has this way of showing us that, sometimes we don't always get what we want or we don't have that full control over the situation. Pluto kind of strips away that ego. So with this full moon, doing a status check with not only our receptive side, but how can we push forward and take action in things in our life, but still be non-attached at the same time and really explore what are our deepest desires, not just on the surface level, but on the deeper level. That's what Pluto is also helping us reconnect with. And in this way, then when we do take action, when it is geared towards what is deeply meaningful to us or more important to us on a soul level, and we are more non-attached to the outcome, this is a great way of working with this energy. All right, so let's go and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. Alrighty, so here's the chart for the full moon. So the full moon will be around noon Eastern time of the Americas, if you do want to make that calculation for wherever you are in the world. But for all intents and purposes, it will be the days surrounding Wednesday. And we usually feel the energy a few days before and a few days after anyways. And we'll certainly be feeling it before with the moon in Pisces, the days leading up to Wednesday here. But let's get into it. As you can see here, we are using the uneven constellations. This is how they are in the sky. Their actual sizes are close, very close to them. So if you are new to this channel, you're probably not used to this form of astrology. So if you were expecting me to say the full moon's in Aries, for example, be sure to check out that link down below for more information on the visible sky or true sidereal astrology. All right, so full moon. A full moon is the heightened energy of the lunar month. We started the new beginnings 2 weeks ago. This whole context of the month really is about Virgo. It's about improvement. So great time of personal development, improving ourselves, improving our skills, improving our routines, our work, our service, all this stuff that takes self-discipline, takes improvement orientation, maybe even planning or analyzing, right? Detail oriented, right? This kind of energy is the major theme. And so I think that's of course still going on, and it's still great to have that improvement oriented nature, whether it's for ourselves, our environment, whatever it is, that is the monthly theme. But now we come to the balance point of Virgo, which is about Pisces, letting go of everything that is outside of our control, right? Virgo is about focusing on everything that is in our control. Pisces is about letting go of all that isn't. And to make sure that whatever it is that we are doing on a day-to-day basis is important to us on a deeper soul level. Right? Is it spiritually meaningful? Does it satisfy on a soul level? Or are we just going through the motions? Sometimes our habits and our automated nature, can keep us kind of, busy. But Pisces reminds us to reconnect, to take a step back, sometimes get a little bit of space, maybe some inward time, spiritual time, sleep time, soul time, right? Imaginative, creative time. spiritual, it's a great time of doing this and reconnecting with that soul level. But of course, as all full moons are, it really is about balance. And so how can we continue with the day-to-day or the improvement stuff that is great to do, while at the same time, how can we reconnect with our soul, right? And have a little bit more of that space, maybe live a little bit more presently, be willing to go with the flow, surrender what's outside of our control, make sure whatever we're doing is important to us on a soul level, and maybe reconnect with some of these dreams and ideals that we can work towards, right? And this is the balance point between Virgo and Pisces. It's between doing and being, work and rest, what's important on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level. What can we work towards that's going to create structure in our life, but also what can we, let's say, work towards that brings in more peace, all right, and space and well-being. So great to do a status check with this side of ourselves. How are these two sides of ourselves going? How can we integrate both of them? Find a bit of that balance. And usually during the full moon, we come to some awareness about this, and we'll make some shifts and changes to then further develop this balance moving forward for at least the 2 weeks, or you could say for the next 6 months until we do get back to the new moon in Pisces in the yearly sense. All right, so like I said, this full moon does have a challenging aspect to it. It is forming a T-square. You can see this red triangle looking thing here. It is a T-square. It's a square up to Pluto from the moon, and the moon opposite Mars, and Mars squaring Pluto there. So this is, making it more on the challenging side. But this is an energy that we've already been quite acclimated to. You can see that we're at the later end of Pisces, so this is easier to implement because we've been experiencing this Pisces energy for the last full moon as well. We have Mars in this third quarter phase of the square with Pluto, so he's actually completing his cycle with Pluto as we approach Pluto in the coming months. But nonetheless, it's good to challenge ourselves. All of these challenging aspects are great to do that. And one of the great ways of doing that is, first of all, with the opposition to Mars, is how can we balance the ego's needs and our soul needs, right? So Mars is over there in Virgo. It's the side that wants to take action, wants to do things, improve things, right? Go after our needs, our desires, be very active and initiating. But then Pisces, full moon in Pisces, then maybe is like, okay, well, maybe we should take a step back. Maybe we need some rest. Maybe we need some space. In the process, we need both, and that's the balance, right? And so striving towards that balance is great. And then perhaps the most challenging side of it, though, is that it's scoring up to Pluto. And Pluto's all about stripping away the false, the not real, the not true, right? And especially with Mars, the ego stuff, right? The surface level things, the things we think we want, the things we think we need. So this is a great time of intentionally stripping away our ego's needs, being willing to see that what do we really want on a deep, deep, deep level, which we're never fully aware of course. Pluto does represent the unconscious. But, going deeper and seeing that a lot of the stuff that maybe we are doing or the things we think we want maybe isn't the truth, maybe isn't what we really want. So allowing ourselves to really dive deep during this full moon, see what really matters to us on our core, what truly matters in life, what is deeply meaningful, and how can we align with that, with the Mars? Because this is where the Mars does get empowered with the square up to Pluto. Mars then unlocks. So instead of, usually the default is with Mars square Pluto, maybe we're going after surface level needs and ego's needs, and then it gets blocked, or maybe something gets in the way, or we feel powerless in a certain situation for whatever reason. But the Mars gets unlocked when it is geared towards what is the truth, what is deeply meaningful to us. And then we feel empowered, because that's really where power comes from, right? It's not the surface level stuff or the control of things or people or our environment. It's personal power. It's inner power. It's recognizing our inner strength, inner empowerment, right? Our soul roots. And so the closer we get to that deeper self, right, then that Mars really gets unlocked, and it's very empowering. So anything that you do feel like is very important to you at your core that maybe is uncomfortable to do, quite possibly, very likely uncomfortable to do with a square to Pluto, because it's going to mean maybe releasing some security blankets, some attachments, some comfort zones. But it's deeply meaningful and important. Super powerful time, super empowering week, where there really is this transformation going on of us reclaiming our power and doing those things that are more important to us on that deepest, not only soul level, but core level with Pluto, the core of who we are, deeper to the true self, you could say. So a great time of doing this, empowering ourselves through action initiative towards the core things, letting go of what's outside of our control on the surface level things, and balancing this willingness to take action and improve things while at the same time go with the flow, spend some time inward, right? Have some receptivity in our lives. And there is a sextile up to Jupiter. It's a very minor aspect in the context of all this, but Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, so it's certainly worth mentioning. And so Jupiter's over here in Capricorn, and so there might be some hopefulness during this full moon, quite certainly. The ideals of Pisces are already there, but Jupiter is also about inspirations and possibilities and potentials, and Jupiter's recently dipped back into Capricorn for his final transit here for the next couple months. So how can we think big about things we want to achieve or accomplish, right? And staying focused on, or just seeing that as something that's supporting this full moon, right? Thinking about the future, not so much future, maybe things we want to pursue, things we want to accomplish, right? Things we want to achieve, possibilities and potentials, right? This can actually be very supportive in helping us ground and balance this active, receptive energy and empowering energy and transformative energy with the square up to Pluto as well. All right, so that is the full moon in a nutshell. Hope you all have a fantastic full moon. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet, if you're watching this on YouTube. But yeah, have a great one. Thank you again, and I'll see you all next time for the next astrology forecast. Take care.